Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions and I want you to answer them the way you answer in an IELTS test. All right. What are some
Okay.
of the ways people can help others in the community? Which is most important?
There are many different ways a person can help in their community. It doesn't necessarily have to involve a grand gesture or is something extremely large. It can be in very small ways as well. So when you're living in a community, simply helping someone move in or helping someone with their luggage if they are going somewhere, that can be considered a helping hand. It doesn't have to be something like you are volunteering to uh, v- to have like charity. It's not doesn't mean that you have to volunteer for all the events. It doesn't mean that you need to go out of your way to make a big gesture to seem helpful in the community. It just means that when when someone in your community needs help, they know that you are there and you're willing to help. So there are many different ways, and it definitely depends on the context.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
in that
So
regard,
why do
I
you think
can't.
some people like to help other people?
I guess it's based on people's nature, maybe the way they were brought up. They were taught that helping people uh, in really increases your value, because if you help people, they can see your value. They see how much worth you have. But for some people, they believe that their worth, their value is inherent, and they don't necessarily need to go out of their way to show people that they are valued. But again, it is a case by case basis.
Okay.
And
So some people say that people help others in the community more now than they did in the past. Do you agree or disagree and why?
mm, again, it's contextual, because in the past we didn't have social media, we didn't have the internet to be able to contact so many people. So community was very close. It was your neighbors, it was your close family, it was the people in your neighborhood. That was your community, and that was mostly all you knew, because because back then you didn't have social media to be able to contact anyone from any part of the world at any time of day. That was your community, which is why it was considered very close, because beyond your neighborhood, beyond a certain point, you don't know anyone outside from that. But you can also say that people nowadays are also very close, because you can connect so much easier. You can connect, it's more accessible for people to communicate and connect than it was in the past.
So
So
do you mean to say that the keen uh, keenness to help is still there? People want to help each other as much as they wanted to in the earlier days?
I believe so. Yes, there is still a keenness to help. There is still a keenness to improve someone's life. There is still a keenness to try and make someone's life easier and better.
Okay, so let's talk about some community services available in your vicinity. What types of services such as libraries or health centers are available to the people who live in your area? Do you think there are enough of them?
Mm. There are public hospitals and public clinics that are available to the public in my area. So I live in Mumbai. for context, and it's a huge city. So everywhere you go, there will be public health centers. Libraries are not as common, but there are some that are still there. However, it's more common for commercial bookstores to be more prevalent than public libraries, where you go in and you buy a book. The concept of having a library card, coming in and returning your book after a certain period of time, as far as I'm aware, is not really a concept in Mumbai.
Okay. So which groups of people generally need most support in a community and why?
The marginalized people, so people who struggle financially, they tend to need more support because they are unable to support themselves. People with disabilities as well. So those who have to use wheelchairs, or those with maybe some speaking disorder or a mental disorder, they also tend to need support.
Who do you think should pay for the services that are available to the people in a community? Should it be the government or individual people?
It should ideally be the government. I mean, we pay so much tax money every year. Why wouldn't you why wouldn't you want your tax money to help people who actually need it? So
Hmm.
ideally it should be the government to at least provide the basics for people in need, especially people in need who don't have the means to afford more luxurious care.
Hmm. Okay. So that is good. So basically, what I see is that whenever you speak, you also give some context to your answer, and that puts the whole thing in the right perspective. And as we discussed, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing or showcasing your vocabulary alone. It's about your presence of mind and how you present your ideas in a very cohesive and seamless manner. And you are able to do that. That makes a lot of sense. And that's what I want to highlight, that you can always contextualize your answers and you don't have to agree or disagree. You can just put the things as a matter of fact. And that's pretty much about it. So this is good. Yeah. So all the best to you, P. I think this is
Yeah.
awesome. And